That was so cool. I miss that big empty shell.
That
sometimes.
might be possible now that I'm thinking about it. Let me ask.
Yeah.
Like,
That
I
place-
think
I
that
mean,
would
it's
be
got that massive
reasonable to
briefing
accessible
room
from the side.
We had our room with all of the TV where we could watch to get information very easily.
Oh my god. All right. So a lot's happening. Obviously, I want to get you guys kind of up to speed. You know, Faceless is obviously shit pop. When Faceless pops off, this entire department gets like hyper focused on it, which is a great thing, right? But I wanted to kind of appraise us on what's going on in the mornings. Shift, like pre-Tsunami Shift 1 has been working on like moonshine related stuff, and I've been letting him cook on that because over time I could see that sort of developing into something like ATF. While not immediately applicable, I think it's just generally good, especially when it comes to training like rookies, right? It lets them process, deal with the simple toolings that they may not be used to with the MDT. Tails is likely to be onboarded the next little while, and we are full-blown hiring. I do not want to wait patiently for us to get more hands when we need them. I'm just taking off the brakes on if they have a mature mentality and they are available, we will hire them. If they have previous police training, it will likely go without saying. As long as they can understand that, you know, they're willing to do things right. You know what I mean? I don't know how to put that into words. I
mean, that
okay.
makes sense.
You just did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Doing things right has like so many different meanings, you know, like, you know.
Yeah, that's how you use that word, and that you can never said you didn't try, you know?
Yeah, that is true.
I don't think it's a meaning of doing things right that we wouldn't want anyway, Director. Policing right, good communication right, tactics right, paperwork right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's exactly that. But it also does mean that, you know, we use our technical a bit. Like there's things that, you know how there's a saying of you can do things, but maybe you shouldn't, right? Those gloves come off the worse the crime there is, right? Like kind of like we did just now, right? Ming was kept in a property. Hell yeah, we're going to use whatever we find to look in the other one because it ties to terrorism, et cetera, et cetera. But we may not do that if in other cases, you know, like, leverage the interrogations and make sure it's a full-blown experience. I'm going to be spending today actually looking for signage. There's apparently a bunch of signs that have been put up around, that have been graffitied around Blaine County and Paleto that likely ties back to investors and ties back to the Faceless in turn. In fact, last week on Sunday, exactly a week ago, I received a 911 call from Skipper Jones from New Babylon. And he's like, Brian, help me, or something, or I need to talk to Brian. I just kind of took it as like a random 911. This motherfucker ran into a meeting with two security guards for the Faceless. They wear black masks, at least that's what I'm calling them now, and an individual in all white. The people in all, like imagine blue ski mask, right? White ski mask, white suit. They're believed to be like the individual that speaks on behalf of a or many investors. He ran into their fucking meeting. The dude had a briefcase. Charlie was there as well as an assault team member, and they saw him and they executed him in the middle of the street. Given the fact that we then ran into Mr. Blue 2 days ago, having a meeting 2 miles off the coast of Paleto, and this report I was only just reading that Bean received about 10 days ago, 39265, in which there's a statement in here that says Charlie mentioned that things are going to get a lot worse over the next few weeks. And that Frank knows more. And then finally, and yes, I'm putting kind of like little plates on the table right now of information. Mr. Blue meeting with all these people in the middle of fucking nowhere tells me something serious is going down. The thing with Ming and these pieces moving around tells me something serious is going down. That meeting that Skipper ran into with what we believe to be an investor right down the middle of the city with what was likely a money exchange, tell me some serious shit's about to go down. And the fourth thing is that meeting on the tugboat with Mr. Blue, the archivist was present. And according to the archivist, him in a phone call to me the day you came rolling up there, Sparks, you know, with the helicopter. Charlie was watching me up on the hill, watching me and Skipper just talking about history of the Faceless, because he was involved like over a year and a half ago. I'm on the phone with the archivist, and the archivist says that he was present in the meeting up at the tugboat. Secondly, he states that while the Faceless and him don't agree on methodologies and may not agree on the same end goals, there is a common interest that they share, and the inference being that they discussed on that tugboat. And that shared interest is now awaiting the archivist finishing his work. With the recent laptop showing up in down in Mayor Denzel's office, I am pretty convinced that the word reset was used, or starting anew. I'm suspecting there is likely to be a financial collapse, maybe a bleeding out of the accounts. But as the Faceless tend to work in threes, I think that is the obvious thing that will take place. And what their true intentions may be much worse. So I want to do everything in my power to sort of see if there's any clues around the city, which there tends to be, like these billboards and whatever, and maybe try to get ahead of this theory crafting wise. Sparks, you're clued into the archivist stuff. Might be worth sharing with Jackie some of the things that have been going on.
Yeah, I informed him that we would discuss in a more secure location, which this is a secure location.
Okay.
I can touch on that if you'd like.
Yeah, please. I want to make sure Jackie's got stuff on his plate, you know? So when he's waking up in the morning, he's got like shit to chew on, because there's plenty to go around.
Absolutely. So as of right now, there hasn't been any other keys or ties in. The most recent incident, Snow, how much do you know about Archivist? Or the group of Archivists?
I know he catalogs a shitload of information, kind of like dark web people.
It's presumed to be a group of people.
Oh.
So, right. So I don't want to necessarily presume that it's just one person. Lucian Varthus is the username that they go by. We have a helicopter that's registered to Lucian Varthus's name according to a run of ATC a few days ago. That being said, essentially, they were originally just some assholes diving in, grabbing information, selling it, giving it to people, etc. Right? Trade for trade. Equal for equal or better for what they had. Eventually, they essentially started going down the darker path as people started essentially attempting to abuse their resources. And then they went dark for a while as the Faceless decided they wanted to come through and disregard the safety and stability of the good citizens of San Andreas. Until recently, mainly the last week, the last 96 hours, when the power grids started to get affected in the archivists and Lucian Varthus, the username of Lucian Varthus, started to post on Twitter around the same time that the power grid started to go down. That hasn't been fully cataloged. I haven't had time. That's my plan today. In fact, my whole plan was doing cozy paperwork, but here we are.
Ooh.
Gotta do paperwork. So essentially, we started looking for information a couple days ago. Marshall Blunt approached the observatory. That's when the username of Lucian Barthos decided that they wanted to fight back and taunt them. Somehow, some way, Blunt was sniped from the hill over there, to which we have casings. I have a mold of a boot print in evidence.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hi, I like forensics a lot.
Yeah, I had
can tell.
completely forgotten about that. That is
That's
good
big.
work.
Well, there were footprints and people stepped on a couple, but there was one in mud, and as soon as the mud dried, I got a print of it. So
Perfect.
well, mold. Anyway, that's when we found the third key. So after debriefing with Riker, essentially over the last few months, the archivists have been giving us keys, to which we believe there are 10. The first key was etched with an A. The second key was etched with an R as in Romeo, and this third key was etched with a C as in Charlie. Not faceless Charlie, but like, you know, NATO alphabet Charlie. So Riker believes, as second lead or assistant lead in this, that there are 10 keys. Obviously, they are giving these keys for something. We're not finding them. They're leading us there. So right now is me going through the paperwork, double checking the images, and trying to see if there were any clues that were left. How we found the keys before for Alpha and Romeo, we were led to those two locations, to which I visited yesterday.
Yes.
Last night.
A little bit of context there is there's a website. It's kind of like a terminal that the archivist put up, and at the time these things were around, as per what one of the Lucians told me, was it was their way of like kind of testing. Their MO at the time was, we want to put out information and also sort of build up. They were giving a litmus test to law enforcement and investigators, and sort of testing their intelligence and their ability to thwart future, much more dangerous attacks, if that kind of makes sense. Almost like pen testing. And so that those first two keys were garnered through a series of hacker puzzles, so to speak, through this website. And it required cooperation by law enforcement to solve them. But due to what they perceive to be an abuse of their service, whether it be criminals trying to get our subpoenas or our text messages, they are now on some shit, right? They're on some cyber terror stuff.
So sorry, I was coughing because I had coffee in my throat. So that being said, you are aware of the password and the login to that website, right, Director, without discussing it publicly?
Correct. Yes. It is a one-time password, but my understanding is we will be receiving ours. So I would not be surprised if you see one in the next couple days, or anyone else tapped into it. So
I actually tested that last night, because obviously the login is Jay Huntley, and then the password is the password, right?
One.
Yes.
Oh.
Is there a separate website outside of
There
that
is
one?
a separate credential that was given to me and was disintegrated. As my understanding is, it's like different IPs. I don't know. The archivist said something about like if someone else used those credentials, it may.
I see. No. I understand the coding behind that. That's not an issue. Okay. Yeah, never mind. I tried logging in with the same thing, because the login was J Huntley, so I put S Sparks, and then the password's the password. So I tried copying the type of password without discussing what the password is, right? I tried copying the password for what I have discovered, and it didn't let me log in. So, looks like it's just this particular login currently. So
Did
I'll keep
you?
checking
What did
daily.
it bring you to when you used the Jay Huntley one? Was it the lore site?
It kind of. I mean, I could pull it up really quick if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, here. DuPont, do you want to see it since you're here?
Oh, I would love that.
Okay, you want to come look at my tablet really quick, and then I'll log in.
Yeah.
That's another thing I'll while I'm looking at banners, look at like the fact that this motherfucker was able to tap into the city's computers and start blowing up fucking like overload like physical equipment is insane to me. You know that water and electric snow down in the city? One of those what are they called? Like power nodes was like completely on fire.
Yeah, transponders, that's the right word.
Okay.
Wait, it was completely on fire, did you say?
Oh yeah, it had blown up, just set entirely on fire, and it would have been done remotely. So, and the Fort Zancudo computer systems had been taken over.
That's
nothing was touched either. I checked the other location. I checked the Rebel Radio location yesterday. So this is all I have, which is the key 1, key 2, and it gives the pictures of the location. Which this first one right here is the Rebel Radio one, obviously. The skull at Rebel Radio, and that's where the first key was discovered. And the second one, this is the Fort Zancudo area where we found the laughing the other day. But the third one is canceled. So I don't know. We ended up finding the third key outside the observatory. I think that was the archivists handing this key to us for whatever reason because it ended up failing. I'm not sure when that happened, but I'm checking this information daily. I don't think this is going to work, but I can try.
One thing we were not able to unwrap, now that I'm thinking of it, is whether or not the archivist has in past, because remember he downloaded a bunch of records, right? And we still don't know what he downloaded. Is that in the past he's left a thumbprint, like a fingerprint, on the report, on the legislation, on someone's profile, whatever it may be, that indicates what may have occurred, right? So
I'm going to tap everywhere on the screen and see if it does anything.
Just for peace of mind, Jacob Harth isn't involved in any of this, is he?
Well,
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Maybe. So Jacob Harth has been casing Davis Marshall's office for weeks, and he'd been hovering around here. He did provide us a device at one point. We don't know what it does, but I haven't seen him for the past 2 to 3 weeks.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm actually glad you mentioned that, because when you mentioned dark web, that is kind of what I imagined the archivist might be opening up, right?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, sorry, Snow.
Oh, yeah, you go ahead.
Who's this person?
Jacob Harth. He is an individual that I believe ran the dark web a long, long time ago. He had people gathering information for him. There was various ways to access the dark web, which eventually I did gain access to it. There was information shared on there. There were hits being put out on people. There were ways to get specific items that were relevant at that time for criminal activity. There was communication, all of it off the grid and supposedly not able to be accessed by law enforcement, but we managed to get a way in. So that we got quite a lot of information through that.
Director, can we get Snow access to Pi, and I'll have him under Riker as part of the field team so he can review
Okay. You should not eat pie that much. Snow.
I can't.
It's British.
Oh.
He's British, I think, aren't you? You sound
Yes,
British.
I am,
Yeah,
but
he had too much.
Mike
I'm
is
trying
last
to I'm
year.
trying to keep my figure. You know, I lost. You know, I need to get back in shape. I struggle chasing people right now.
Okay, so I'm giving you access to Pi. So when you search by that category, it's going to show everything related to this. Let me also do the following. I'm going to pull up the report number for you.
I have added him to the Marshall Pie summary. Chris Peters is still on there. I
Easy.
don't have the ability to remove Chris Peters from seeing Pie paper.
Easy. I'll do that right now. Take a look at 35374.
The SOP doc.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the way that we obviously, so we had detective files, right? Like LSPD had them, eventually BCSO had them. We have our own Marshall files. Given that we have state level information, things like I don't need every Marshal to have access to the archivist stuff. It can be dangerous, right? Like the most sensitive information, let's call it. So similar to detective files, what we did is instead of just having one bucket for it, things are sort of cataloged based on what they are. So Pi is everything archivist related. Omega is anything that we share with LSPD and BCSO detectives. Then you got like Theta, you got Kappa, etc. Think of these like clearances, and these are the general SOPs for it. Now, if you open up 35545, you'll see that this is the Pi master doc. Now, what does that mean? What that means is, oh wait, I don't see Peters on this. Am I tripping?
I just removed Peters from officers involved. You may just need to check his credentials.
Oh, understood. These master summaries, what they are is anybody that is like tapped into, like let's say you're getting pulled in right now, or anyone in future, you'll be able to look at this as an executive summary to get you an overview of what's going on. So that way, as we produce these could be like multi-month long things. The master doc leads to each and every piece of archivist.
Yeah, I like that.
Thing.
Like that a lot. And that's the same structure for all the different sections. So Omega, Theta, and Kappa will have the same structure.
Exactly that. Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. My biggest thing is team cohesion, right? Our cases run 24/7. How do we keep comms up? And I think this is the simplest way with it.
So touching on that, director, since we're having that conversation, Riker and I discussed yesterday, I'm having him get a maximum of 4 people for a field team. What he's going to do over the next 2 days, since I finished the report, he's going to get a Pi report together for a 5-minute or less debrief for members of the field team. I want to be able to have, so this is twofold, right? One, I want to see who we can recruit to actually be able to assist us, because now that he's becoming more violent, or they are becoming more violent, we need to have people understand the basic level. So I'm getting Riker to get together basically the tiniest, minuscule bit of information concerning the archivist. Mostly just public information that's obviously already known.
People that can attach when shit goes down.
Necessary to do so. Yes.
Love it.
And I want him to put that in a 5-minute debrief, just in case, for whatever reason, be like, hey, just as a reminder, this is the archivists, this is what they do, this is what they can do, blah, blah, blah. Don't have your cell phones on, don't have your radios on, be at the observatory or be near the observatory, whatever it may be, right? So in that report, he's going to give suggestions on who he wants for his field team. I'm going to do the same thing for McAllister for 3rd shift, since I'm not going to be in 3rd shift anymore. And then I will be running everything in 2nd shift. And so they will be reporting to me. I'm going to give them assignments based on who they are and how they work best.
Beautiful.
So that way we can continue to update everything. So that is the general idea of how we're proceeding.
I like that a lot. I love that.
Yeah, this is clean.
So I'll inform Riker then, Snow, if you want to be on board. I'll put you
I'd love to.
Perfect. So he will be your direct report, and as well as me. Obviously, go to Riker first if you can.
Yeah.
Otherwise, obviously we're tapped into the same department. It's fine.
Cool.
And then you should be able to see everything. Everything should be tagged archivist. One thing that's interesting, Director, when you got shot down, the archivist showed up and talked to Remy Ironside. That should be a file report, and she got a selfie with him.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that should be in the report. Most recent archivist report. So it should just be by tag. That being said, Riker brought up something for me. You trust Riker, I trust Snow's gonna be on your team if you're okay with that. Yeah, the field team, and I got him access to Pi. So if you're okay with that, Riker. Okay. Perfect, that's all. Have a good shift. Let me know if you need anything. Bye.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So this confirms that the archivist we did see him at the hangar right after the Mr. Blue situation.
So I've got to update that in a separate report. Once you got the picture of the archivists, a member of the archivists and that white and black helicopter, that same day before the storm rolled through, I went back. That helicopter was blown up. Same RO, same visual. It was the same thing. So whatever happened after you got those pictures of one of the archivists in the LSIA hangar, that was blown up. It was just shoved into a corner in pieces.
What this tells me when I'm looking at the aerial photos of the meeting on the tugboat, I think they weren't. Look, we kept a distance, right? I didn't want to get shot out of the sky. We started going down after we started descending when they started to flee to get as many photos as we could. Based on everything, the number of people in this aerial photo of the tugboat, I think what I see here is the archivist facing the group of Faceless assets, Mr. Blue, and his security team. And whatever they discussed on that boat is whatever the fuck is likely to happen soon. When I look at the numbers of folks once again, and relate it to what our insider told us, it was Ray Romanoff, it was Andre Tyson, it was Brandon Valentino. It is reasonable to believe that Frederick White was there. Not to mention, Frederick, there's an individual in green here, and it looks kind of from an aerial, kind of looks like what he's wearing, what I just ran into him just now. So this is, I'm going to try to start tailing as well in the morning and in the evening, undercover these folks, see where they go. I think this week is going to be a fucking shit show. I can feel it. Okay.
What's different from usually?
Yeah, the good kind of shit show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything y'all want to discuss beyond this? Otherwise, I'm gonna start looking at some hotspots.
No, all good. I'm gonna get myself fully clued up on everything here with the timeline and everything, Sparks.
No worries. I'm still working on some of it too because it's very dense.
There's a lot, but it's really clearly written, so that's good.
Director, will you still be working later today?
Oh, I'm gonna be here all day. Yeah,
okay.
I want to start with these banners and then kind of look at spots like.
I'll let you know if we need anything.
Okay.
Snow, can you let me out? I'm gonna go home.
Yep, I need to go
I'll
home
see
to
you
get main dinner as
guys
well.
later. I'll probably get back on patrol later tonight.
Easy.
Have a good one.
I will be around tomorrow.
Bye.
Have a
Stay
lovely
safe.
evening.
Have a good night, Snow.
Where's the exit? Here?
Yep, right this way.
This fucking place is amazing.
Yeah. Here we go. All right.
All right, I'll see you guys around.
Yep. See you soon.
Bye.
Yep. All right, I'll take the car back.
Easy.
Get it all sorted.
So keep 5 p.m. tomorrow, right? 5 hours after storm?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. And I will work on today on getting practice equipment.
Oh, cool. Okay, thank you very much for that. That's really appreciated.
It's not guaranteed, but I'll have something figured out for that time.
I'll have an alternative figured out as well.
Easy. All right. Do you want to have chat with our Darkstone specialist? Just so.
Sure.
Yeah, that might.
I can catch up with them.
Easy.
We
that might be the easier. No, after he's been missing. I'm worried he's
Okay.
dead.
I'll be sensitive on that topic then.
Easy.
Okay.